Hey guys, welcome back to another video. If you're new here, you can call me Serene. Today, in honor of Caribbean Heritage Month, I'm gonna be teaching you 4 different ways that you can make rice. If you don't already know, I am Haitian, and one of the main things that we eat is rice. It goes with just about everything. We have several different ways of making rice. We have white rice, rice and peas, rice and beans. So today I'm gonna be sharing some of those recipes with you. So let's get right to it. This is everything you're gonna need. We have the rice, some Haitian ippies. If you don't have that, you can use green seasoning or you can just skip it. And we have garlic, butter, chicken bouillon, turmeric, salt, pepper, and oil. Of course, first thing I'm gonna do is measure my rice. I am using a strainer just because it'll be easier for me to wash the rice. I'm just gonna use 1 cup of white rice, putting it straight in the strainer. If you have different rice, you can definitely still use this recipe. And this is it. Let's get to cooking. I totally forgot, but you're definitely gonna need some chicken broth for this recipe. I'm using the low sodium version, but you can definitely use regular version if you want. Just make sure that you tune your salt amount to that and you taste as you go, so you make sure you're not using too much salt, okay? So I raised the temperature to medium, and we're gonna let the pot dry and completely heat up before we add some oil in there and some ippies so that we can start the recipe. We're gonna do this whole thing on medium heat and let it cook, then lower the heat and let it cook some more, and then we'll be done. And the great thing I love about rice is that it doesn't take that much effort. You just have to follow a specific recipe, get the specific measurements, and you're good. Oh, and I also love the fact that it is versatile and you can make it so many different ways. Today, yellow rice is gonna be bomb. Now that our pan is hot, we're gonna add in some oil. I am using sunflower oil, but you definitely can use whatever oil you have. You're just gonna use about a tablespoon of the oil in the pot. Let that heat up before adding in the Haitian ippies. This is what it looks like. And again, if you don't have this, then you'll be frying your chicken bouillon. I'm gonna add in this much, roughly a tablespoon. I'm gonna let that fry a little bit. Add in my chicken bouillon, about 3 teaspoons, I'd say. While that's frying, I am gonna use my mortar and pestle to crush some garlic. You can use minced garlic if you have that, but I do not. So I am using my mortar and pestle. All done. I'm gonna throw that in there. I used about, I'd say, 4 cloves of garlic. Mix that in a little bit. Now I'm adding in my chicken broth. I am making 1 cup of rice, so I'm adding in 2 cups of chicken broth. Mix that in really well together. Now I'm adding pepper. Just a little bit of salt. Turmeric. Not too much, about a teaspoon because it is strong. About 3 tablespoons of butter. Unsalted would be best for this recipe because you don't want this to be extra salty. Mix that in. See how the color changed? It's a little bit yellow now. And the turmeric is what's gonna make it yellow rice. But again, don't use too much of that because turmeric is really strong. Cover it and let it come to a boil, and in the meantime, wash your rice. This is why I like using a strainer, because I can easily do this. And now all the water is just gone, so I don't have to worry about extra water going into my recipe. My family always taught me to wash my rice a little bit before the water boils so that the water doesn't boil off and your rice doesn't come out bad. So I recommend you do the same thing just so your recipe is good in the end. Let's taste that. Perfect amount of everything. So now, gonna add the rice. We're gonna mix that one time. Then we're gonna cover and leave it alone. So now we're gonna let the rice cook. We're not gonna bother it because it doesn't need to be bothered. If you mix it a little bit too much, you're gonna get a soggy rice that we don't want. So you're just gonna cover it, leave it alone for about 20 minutes, and then you check on it, see how it's looking so you can lower the heat. So in the meantime, if you want something else with this, you can prepare something to eat with it. Now we have yellow rice. I like to add a little bit of green onion to the top just for extra flavor and spice. If you don't want this to be spicy or to have a kick, you don't need to add this. It's just something I prefer to do. Snip little green onions. And this is it. Yellow rice. So there's this part of the rice at the bottom of the pan. I absolutely love it. In Haitian culture, it is called gratin, which is basically, I don't know what it translates to, but it's the part of the rice that is stuck to the bottom of the pot, and it's like extra crispy, extra flavorful, and I absolutely love it ever since I was a kid. Don't know why I am obsessed with it, but I love when my rice does this. So what we basically do is use a spoon, grate it out, and eat it. If done right, it should come off your pot really easily. Let me show you guys. And is this where I grate it out. And like I said, it's the most flavorful part ever. This is it. You can see like it's a combination of crispy rice and regular, and then just eat it. It's so good. I like the crunchiness. I don't know why, but I really love the crunchiness of it. And like I said, the flavors are like top tier. But yeah, yellow rice, done. We're moving on to the next one.